What's going on, everybody? My name is Derailious. Welcome back to another video. This is part 2 of part 3 of my Floor 7 guide. I know we've added a part. Very sorry about that, but we had to because, oh my god, there's a lot of stuff that was actually missed in the first video, and that is entirely my fault, and I do take the blame for that, so yeah. Before we begin, though, I do want to make the note, only a small percentage of you guys are subscribed, so please make sure you hit that button down below. It does mean a ton. We're pushing to 6,000. Hopefully these set of videos can get me there. And thank you so much for all your support. And without further ado, though, let's get right into the video. So, to begin, we're going to be going over the 2 new Reforges added to the game. If you look in your Skyblock menu and your skills, you go to mining, you go to level 30, and you can see there's 2 new Reforges. Wither Blood and Precursor Gear. I'll first be going over their prices. If you look up Wither Blood, probably should put the space there, you can see that it costs about 18 million coins for it, so it's very expensive. This is applying Withered on a melee weapon. And if you look up Withered, there's currently 1 item on the auction house with it, but it is a pretty strong one. It is a Withered Flower of Truth that has 583 strength because the Withered Reforge has 193 strength on it. The reason why it's such a weird number is because of the Withered bonus. It grants you +1 strength for Cata level, and I'm Cata level 23. So, yeah. People at high Cata levels will obviously want this on things like a Flower of Truth. As you can see, I have 392 strength. That's 583. It grants you an extra 600 strength in dungeons, which is pretty strong. Next up, we have the Precursor Relic. I'll just type in pre. And as you can see, it costs about 8 million coins or so for the Precursor Relic, which grants you, or actually less, looks like 4 million, for the Ancient Reforge on armor. Now that's insane, considering that if you look up Ancient, there's a few pieces with it already on it. There's this Ancient Wise gear right here that you can see has 25 strength, 12 crit chance, 23% crit damage, 7 health, 7 defense, 20 intelligence, and the Ancient bonus, which grants you +1 crit damage per Cata level. That's insane. It also is way better than Fierce's, and better than Spiked, I would argue. So generally, that's going to be the new major Reforge on damage sets, which I think is pretty good. We needed a new Reforge for damage sets. They were kind of getting stale with running Fierce or Spiked or even Renowned. So now we have something new to go with. This one seems to be a cheaper option than Renowned, which is nice because Renowned's great and all, but oh boy does it break the bank. So yeah. As well, there are a few new Talismans introduced with this update. So if you get over to accessories, see that there is a new Catacombs Expert Ring that costs 81 million coins. That's the one I see here. Also, there is a new Wither Relic. So, that's pretty cool. This one was obviously recombobulated. You could tell it was recombobulated by the spinning runic number things on the side. But basically, to get the Expert Ring, I'm pretty sure it's just a matter of beating Floor 7 enough times to get it. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. And then for the Wither Relic, you have to take the Wither Artifact that most people should have. If you're a pro gamer like me, you have one. And then you take 8 Wither Catalysts, which cost about 2.8 million coins on the auction house. And you surround it with that, and then boom, you get a Wither Relic. It supplies you 25% less damage from Withers. So that's pretty nice, and overall is an excellent option for upgrading. So those are the 2 new Reforges and the 2 new Talismans. And now we move on to weapons. So in my last video, I made a very minor mistake. I brought up the fact that Necron's Blade and the armor set, Wither Armor, had come out, but I may have forgotten the fact that there's 5 new armor sets and 5 new swords relating to those sets. It could be 3, it could be 5. I've only seen 4 armor sets and 3 swords, but looks to be 5 and 5, 1 for each class. And now we're going to go over the ones that I've seen. So obviously, there was one that I did talk about the other day. If you look up a review recipe and you look up Hyperion, let's see that Hyperion can be crafted using Laser Eyes, which is a Precursor Relic. Basically, since there's giants now in the good old Blood Room, you kill the giants, you get a Precursor Relic, there's a chance to, and you can upgrade Necron's Blade into one of these swords. As you can see, Hyperion is a high damage, high strength sword with a lot of intelligence on it, so this one's for mages. And it deals 50% damage to withers and grants +1 damage and +2 intelligence per Cata level. I'm Cata 23, obviously. To get Necron's Blade, you need 24 Wither Catalysts. Now, Wither Catalysts are found within the dungeon. They seem to drop from it itself. Also, if you look up Wither Catalysts, or look up Wither, you look here. I think these are pets. Where is it? Where is it? Please enlighten me, please. I'll probably be able to find. There it is. See? So we have Wither Catalyst for about 3 million coins. They usually go for a little less than that, around 2.5 million to 3 million. So those are the prices of Wither Catalyst, which makes the sword worth about 72 million currently if you buy each catalyst for 3, and it's 24. So pretty expensive if you ask me. So that's one of the swords, Hyperion, but there's also a few others. There's also a Valkyrie. Type in Valkyrie, you can see that it takes a different Precursor's Relic. So you have to kill a different type of giant to get this. Another Necron's Blade, and you get Valkyrie. 293 damage, so less damage, 143 strength, some intelligence, and more ferocity. I'm pretty sure this one is either for Berserker or for Tank, but I'm not sure. It grants +1 damage and +1 strength per cattle level, and has, since I'm cattle 23, 23 of both. So, yeah. Next up would be the recipe for Scylla. As you can see, this takes a different type of Precursor Relic, and you make Scylla. Has +12 crit chance, +58 crit damage, 50 intelligence, 30 ferocity, 283 damage, 150 strength, pretty strong sword, +1 damage, +1 crit damage from per level of catacombs, so you're cattle 23, and then you get this. So that's pretty good. So there was one more weapon that I forgot to mention, because, well, I just found out about this now. But using the Jolly Pink Rock, yet another one from the Pink Giant in the Blood Room, and Necron's Blade, you can make Astrea. Astrea has 283 damage, 150 strength, 233 defense, making this one the tank weapon, 50 intelligence, 30 ferocity, and you gain +1 damage and +1 defense per level, so obviously 23, same effect. This is yet another weapon that could be useful for people who are tanks, although I don't understand why someone would want to use a main hand defensive weapon, although it does provide a lot of defense. 500 is quite a bit, so yeah. So with the Wither Armor that was introduced, there has also been some other things. As you can see, the Wither Armor is pretty expensive. 2 million for the boots, 4 million for the helmet. And you might be thinking to yourself, that doesn't look that bad until you see that the leggings cost 18 mil and there's no chest pieces on the market. So, yeah, pretty expensive. But if you type in Necron, you can see that you can upgrade the armor in the exact same way by basically taking the relics and then surrounding it with this piece of gear. And you can basically upgrade the armor sets to be basically adaptive tier 2. And for example, Necron's boots have strength, crit damage, health, defense, intelligence. They're not really that much focused on health or defense, but they are very much focused on damage. So that's that one. There's also Storm, which currently doesn't have anything up, but it is the armor set known for its intelligence. It's for mages. So yeah, Storm armor is that one. Then if you look up Maxor, if I could type properly, see we have a couple items here. Maxor's gear seems to be either for archers or for, I don't know, tank, I guess? I don't know. It has a large amount of health and defense, which I've noticed it to be pretty interesting. As well, it has speed. In theory, this could also be Berserker gear. It's kind of weird. I don't know which armor is meant for which class yet, because stats have been all wacky since like the beginning of dungeons. So yeah. But the nice part about this armor set is it reduces the damage you take from withers by 40% in total. So if you have all 4 pieces, it gets knocked by 40%. Next up is Goldor. As you can see, we have Goldor's boots. This one seems to be for tanks. It has 165 defense as the boots. And that's pretty nice. As you can see, as my defense here is not very great, it's 100 on the boots. So that seems to be for tanks. Overall, the armor sets are pretty cool. There's one for each class, basically, from what I know. I don't know if Healer gets one, but we'll be able to probably figure that out in the coming days. I probably won't make another video talking about the last couple pieces. You guys just get the general gist that there's one armor set and one sword for each class, because apparently healers needed a sword. And it scales with your catacombs level. So, yeah, I don't really need to belabor the point there. That is pretty much all the items introduced, though. There's not much else that I need to go over. That is basically it. The Reforges, the Talismans, the new armor sets, and the new swords are basically all that's been introduced. As well, there's the Withercloak sword, which is currently selling for 25 mil in the auction house. It has some use in floor 7, but but other than that, I don't really think it's going to see that much use overall. So yeah, on that note, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Get out there, go beat up floor 7, and next time I'll probably make a little bit of an in-depth guide, probably something more in-depth than what I think E-Boy and Hellcastle already made one. I'd probably go more in-depth and talk about mechanics and strats a little bit more. Obviously, they did a great job on theirs, but I feel like something more in-depth is necessary. So, yeah. On that note, I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out, everybody.